Hey, welcome to the May mortgage update. And I know you're saying, what the hell am I looking at? I didn't need this morning, but here is your 10-year treasury. This is everything for mortgage rates. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because you are either buying a home, just bought a home, real estate agent in the market, and this is the type of information you need to make educated decisions on, your next move. So if you're buying a house, you want to know when you're looking in here to lock it. If you already bought a house, you want to follow this to see, hey, when's a good time to refi? If you're an agent, you just want to know what's going on in general in the market because your buyers are going to always be asking you. And from what I've seen, everything you've heard about, I mean, it's common. Anything you see on TV, what you hear about in the news, never happens. The media is just garbage. I mean, they talked about a crash that never happened. When they raised the rates, it was going to crash. Never happened. They talked about a recession. It never happened. And now recently, they've been talking about these interest rate cuts. Guess what? As you can see from the beginning of the year, hasn't happened. Hasn't looked like it. So by having the actual data yourself, you can make educated decisions on the process you take and how you go forward. So one of the biggest things to look right now is like this 10-year treasury is the engine that moves the housing market. So if you go all the way back here, you'll see when COVID happened, this is where we were. The 10-year treasury dropped. This is where we were in the twos and the threes, and we hung there for a while. So if you were looking and following this years ago, you would have seen like, all right, they keep saying it's transitory inflation, but it was not transitory, and this was gonna play out the way it kind of did. So this is the type of information I want you guys to have, makes you more educated, and gives you a little bit insight before everybody else. Because by the time it gets to the news, it's not relevant data anymore. So the hopes of multiple interest rate cuts this year, it's not going to happen. I mean, maybe we'll get one, and realistically, they can't, because if they do, we'll just skyrocket right back over this mark. Housing already stayed strong. Once we dipped over here at the end of the year, the mortgage applications flew through the roof. We were having a ton. So as you see, now the demand started. The market has not shown that we're really out of inflation yet, and maybe if we stop spending millions of dollars outside the country, that would help. But the middle class right now is struggling because they're getting squeezed on both ends. They're on credit card debt. Like it's not a great time. So one of the things to focus on is, well, how are we going to move forward past this? And one of the big things is, if you're in a low interest rate, like you bought back in the twos and the threes, you want to make sure you're not carrying so much debt that you can't move forward without having to refinance. And that's a big part of it, because you're going to have, once the rates hit the fives, you're going to have a lot of people coming out to refinance, because even though their mortgages are three, they have credit card debt at 25%. So it'll make sense for them to kind of merge those two. So right now the play is, if you're in the market looking for a house, we want to see a little dip here. We have two lines here. You can see, as long as we don't break above this is like dangerous territory. Long term, I don't think we're going to get there. Short term, we're looking for a dip to lock our rates. If you're in the market now, we're just waiting on a dip. We're going to lock and go. Once we break through one of these lower lines, we might have some more down pressure, but realistically, we're going to be between these two numbers for the rest of the year, till at least after the election. Once we break through here, means there's some significant data. So yes, the rates may be lower, but not everyone's going to be able to afford a house. It must mean there must have been some job stuff that went on. So this is where we are. If you just purchased, if you did it on the week before we went down, you're in the high sevens and stuff, we may have a shot at refining later, because if we get down towards this range, this is not something that's going to come straight down. It's going to do this. And if you say, you know what, I don't want to refi now, I'll wait. It might, I don't think there's a chance we get down here again. We'd have to be pretty bad for it to get down there, because that then causes this. So realistically, if we get a chance, if you're in the high sevens, to get to the, low sixes or into the fives, if you buy some points, like that would make sense, because this is where this is where we're going to be for a little while. So please feel free to share with anyone you have, any questions you have. I'm going to do this on a monthly basis for anyone who's interested in kind of in the market. But then if you're actually in a loan right now, we're going to be doing it more, weekly as things go on. Hey, where's my opportunity? I've had most of all of my locks were in these little dip ranges. We caught a good day and they shot right back up. So it's how you stay diligent on is how you get ahead. But any questions, you could reach out, at the email agrosso@grc mortgage, or you can call 516-426-7498. Talk to you later, guys.